This video will feature quick tricks for some operators like driving echo drones outside the map to take out attackers before the round even begins, or impacting the shield on one of your Skopos bots to make switching to it way quieter. Other operators, however, will have key tips behind their strategy so that you can get more value out of them and play them way better. Take Deimos for example. You want to use his grenades in combination with the track to either force defenders out of cover or get blown up by the grenade. With Ela, you don't want to place all your mines in the prep phase. Melusi is a much better option for this. Instead, use the mines on the fly throughout the round to provide info when needed or to counter certain operators like shields. Blitz can win almost every close range engagement using the flash sidestep combo. Get within 5 meters, flash, step to the side, and then just ADS them. When looking at an enemy as Montagne, draw their attention by unextending and re-extending your shield. Do this just as your teammate peeks and you'll be helping them get an easy kill. With Blackbeard, his ability lets you smash through walls, but it also gives you melee priority, knocking over defenders who try and knife your shield. Flash can bait out a ton of utility just by placing and picking up her shield, and if you turn it on after placing it, it will keep activating even after you're dead. Speaking of turned on, here's a tip for Mira. Keep at least one window in your pocket and place it down later in the round once you know where the attackers are pushing from. This will waste even more time and make it more likely that the attackers won't destroy it. Gridlock the Destroyer can use her tracks for sound cover. They're super loud, and by throwing them at common spots, it will mask the sound of your footsteps or a plant and stall out defenders who try to shoot them. Outside of vertical play, Ram is also extremely good for sound cover. The boogies are a great distraction that absorb the defender's attention. This is also why I like placing Goyos on barricades. That way they automatically explode once an attacker breaks it. This is great on common rush spots. Kali can destroy any utility on the opposite side of barricades by using her lance on it. This is super underrated. It makes Kali a great operator for clearing utility. When it comes to wall denial, bandit tricking is made easier by making holes in the wall before reinforcing it. This lets you hear sound better through the wall, helping you get the hard breach. Zofia can counter bandit tricking with her stuns using an impact from below or a nearby drone hole. Doing this will pull bandit out of his animation as he tries to place the battery. Thermite can get around some of this wall denial himself, thermiting adjacent soft walls that will blow through to the other side. Rauora's doors can also be used to pull off this thermite trick. It is map dependent but can be super strong against a Cade. Thatcher is good for more than just wall denial, being able to EMP C4s and smokes while a teammate plants or sneak past defender traps. Melusi banshees are harder to spot out and less likely to be destroyed when tucked beside doorways. This also forces attackers to turn around to shoot them, making them easier to kill. As Rook, place down your armor packs as soon as possible so your teammates can pick it up right away. Prep phase is already short enough, let's not make our teammates run back across the map to get it. With Sentry, you need to beware of bad gadget combos. Traps like Ela, Melusi, and Fenrir are all way stronger than 2 barbed wire or 2 proximities. C4 and barbed wire is a great combo because no other operators can replicate it. Striker has the same issue as Sentry does. Smokes and flashes is just Ying with 2 less Candelas, while hard breach tools and claymores is just bad ace. You can never go wrong with flashes and grenades though. As Cav, you can shut down solo rushes easily by getting on cams at the start of the round. This lets you know where the attack is coming from for an easy interrogation. 8-hit castle barricades and put a proximity on the opposite side for a super effective trick play. The 9th hit is what breaks it fully. The real power up for all these operators is the Pox on Lock charm, which reminds you in real time that Papa Pox is watching and guiding you to the winning play. You can get it right now by subscribing over on Twitch, but let's get back to the operators. Use Warden to hold a specific area. It's not about running around with the SMG-12, it's about using his ability to lock down a chunk of the map. If you're picking Nokk, sit under a default cam and don't break it. The defenders will think it's safe and rotate into you. As Amaru, set up a pre-placed drone in prep phase on where you're going to enter in from. That way you know it's safe to Amaru in, but you can still get map control quickly and cut defender rotations. Jackal's ability is not a replacement for drones, especially now that it's basically garbage, so make sure you drone before pushing in. To avoid getting hunted down as Pulse, start the round on site and give your team info from there. Drop down later on to deny the plant from below or get a quick C4 kill. Vigil's ability also counters lion scans and Grimm's bees. The attackers won't be ready for this, so make the play if it's available. The best tip for Aruni is to place the gates on windows or hatches with no other drone routes. This forces the attackers to burn utility in order to drone through it, getting you more value from each gate. As Twitch, you should throw your drones down on drone holes and doorways you're not pushing in from. Then create a distraction in another area so you can sneak your drones in easily from behind. By getting off your drone midway through as Flores, it will continue in a straight line and blow up on its own. Using the explosion for sound cover as you make a play can work really well. With Brava, hide your drone and tuck it away once you start a hack. You don't need a line of sight on the gadget the entire time, you just need to remain in proximity to the gadget. Fuse charges deploy from left to right. This means you can technically aim them where you want them to go, setting up brilliant plays and using them more precisely. Smoke's loadout is perfect for roaming. You can hold more of the map, play vertically, and stall time, making everything harder for the attackers. Stalling time with Tachanka isn't really doing anything since the attackers can just run through the fire. Instead, use the Shamika launcher to force attackers out of cover and into your gun. stack Jager's ADSs in power positions. Most teams aren't coordinated enough to deal with all three, and the ADSs will reset after 10 seconds, protecting the position. With Wamai, you'll want to spread your discs at least 5 meters apart, that way they won't destroy each other after catching explosives. Throw Fenrir mines outside. People won't expect this, and you'll get some of the freest kills of your life. Nothing says free kills like Iana on the coastline rappel. She's essentially invisible because of her white head. Even with bad aim, it's easy kills. The quietest way to hop breach is with sledge. Use the hammer at the peak of your rappel to blast through the barricade without them even knowing. Place frost mats at the top of staircases, as attackers will be ADS'd looking up the staircase and not at the ground for mats. Combo this with the bulletproof camera to EMP drones before the mats are spotted out. Place legion mines underneath windows to make them much more effective. If they jump in, they have to turn around and jump back out to safely remove the mine, taking more time and dealing more damage. If you don't have a good cam spot for Valk, place it above and behind the attacker entrances. They're less likely to turn around and spot it out, meaning the cams are more likely to stay up and be useful. Maestro can hide his cams on the opposite side of reinforcements to zap hard breach gadgets and be used as a form of wall denial. Cade has some sneaky spots that are immune to Kali and hard to find as Twitch. Placing them this way gives you a higher chance of keeping that wall shut. As Maverick, pushing a main breach and just making lines of sight is super effective, having the rest of the reinforcements as cover for yourself. Azami can create one-way angles anywhere on the map by placing a Kiba at head level towards the attacker and a crouch level 1 in front of herself. Capitao can also create one-way angles using his smokes at the top of door frames. You can see defenders that try to push through it while their vision is blocked. Playing Ashe doesn't mean you don't have to use your gadget. Just breaking the defender utility helps everyone on your team, so stop playing selfishly. As Doc, you can stim your teammates from the floor above or below by making a hole using the bailiff. Buck can breach from 2 floors above to avoid being C4'd, ADS to tighten the spread and reach the floor below. If you want to rush, use Glaz. He can break barricades and hatches super quick with his DMR, which you can suppress for extra sneakiness. As Ying, create as much noise and distraction as possible using the Candelas. Time it with your teammates to be the ultimate distraction. Use sense walls early on to bait out defender utility like impacts and C4s. This will make it harder to counter the ROUs later in the round, making your plays more successful. Grimm's Bees give you wall hacks. Wall hacks are very strong. Don't waste your wall hacks, just take the fights. As Mute, stand beside doorways on a jammer. Drones will get jammed, dope calls won't work on you, and you'll get easy shotgun kills. Barricade trap doorways and rip it down again as Kapkan. This hides the traps better, meaning they're less likely to be spotted out by the attackers. Use Hibana to make extra long range breaches. The PMR is deadly at this range and defenders can't fight back. With Ace, use your leftover soundwoods for sound cover and playmaking. This will mask your footsteps and make it easier to get kills. Nomad is the best flank watch, but she's also really good for aggressive plays. Use the air jabs and flashbangs to clear areas and disorient defenders, making gunfights way easier. As Zero, get into the action with your team instead of spending half the round deploying cameras. By being in the action, you can use the cams on the fly and be much more valuable. Foot level Denari trips will be impossible for the attackers to get past, but will also destroy drones. Putting them any higher than foot level is throwing value down the drain. Drive Mozzie's drones outside the map to spot safe runouts that make for some easy kills. Place Alibi's prisms behind objects that cover the base of it. After an attacker shoots it, replace it with yourself. ADS and stand still and they won't know the difference, giving you an easy kill. Use Oryx to reposition extremely fast. Once the attackers know where you are, use your dash to come from a new angle that they aren't expecting. Use Dokubi's calls before pushing an area that the defenders have info on. It will kick anyone off the cams who's on them, including dead defenders. This creates an opportunity for you to sneak in without them knowing. Use Thorn's razor blooms like smokes canisters to force people out of positions or as a distraction before you swing. Pre-placing them is much less effective as they're easy to dodge. Time your line scans with you or your teammates as they push. The scans buy your team windows of safety to push defenders or take space. On their own, the scans are useless, so time them well. As Thunderbird, place 2 Konas on site for your team, then roam with the last one in your pocket. Now anyone on site can get healed, but you can also heal roamers around the map. Finka can heal the attackers at any time, but she can also use the stim to regenerate from debuffs quicker like flashbangs and elemines. Using one when you get team flash can be super clutch. Run the suppressor on IQ's pistol to remove bullet tracers. This will keep you safe from C4s when trying to shoot utility through the floor, but it also lets you take out ops like Vigil and Souls through walls without the bullet tracers revealing your position. Tubero can freeze himself or teammates to turn off Dokubi calls, avoid Deimos tracks, and de-highlighter himself from Glaz. Throwing them at Glaz will also turn off his scope, giving you a window to make the play. Pull out Osa's shield when coming out of spawn for extra protection. Once it's deployed, wait for defenders to fully expose themselves before peeking to ensure you win the fight. Osa is about controlling space, which relies on you taking smart fights and staying alive. Start doing runouts as Solus. Use the scanner before to find any drones or gadgets that might be stopping you. These are some of the easiest kills in the game. To make everything easier, go learn how to think like a champion over my second channel where I explain my thoughts and plans in real time during my solo queue champion rank games. Or go watch this video to learn how to play the 10 best beginner operators for 2026.